Salaki, I did not see that we had accidentally been muted. My fault. Shalom to Sioux Falls. It's like Rapid City, South Dakota. Can hear us now, right? All right, Shalom Israel. Y'all boxing me outside, but thumb to the brothers. Y'all with Shamar Latan boxing me outside to the sisters. We are the IAPPK, the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commander General Yana. We're not affiliated with any other organization. Israel, pay your tithes. Go to isupk.com right now and get that account set up. Contact that school near you. See about how you put your brick in. As it became MILWAUKEE Sabbath service, we'll be reading in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 15. Leviticus chapter 22, verse 12. Leviticus 20, verse 15. Whenever you're ready, let them know where you're at and kick it off.
Okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 15. Wa, ah, ya, sha, ah, sha, ra, ya, the, no, sha, let's see. Oh, is it buh?
You were right with the first instant.
Is that a C?
That's not a C. It's a K.
Ka.
The next one is not.
Oh, Kaba.
There you go.
The, wa. Ba, da.
No.
I mean, huh. Ma, ha. Ma, wa. The, ya. Wa, the, ma, the, wa, the, ha, ba, ha, ma, ha, the, ha, ra, ga. Yeah. What?
I think the word prior to, I think you had a couple of those incorrect, but I was getting the coffee, so I didn't see. Clap it up for the brother. We first start off the last one for Docs, which we have classes on every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in Milwaukee. The main focus is to learn to identify the individual characters versus trying to pronounce the entire word. Slide. Learning to identify them individually, because there are going to be some subtle differences in between some of the forms of the characters that can get confusing if you don't study the actual language. A lot of Orthodox. So we'll just continue reading because we are a little bit behind schedule here. Verse 16. Washa, Asar, Thakura, Al, Ka, Bahama, Larabai, Atha, Bahagara, Baharagat, Ah, Hasha, Wa'a, Abahama, Mawat, Wayamathwa. Dam Yaham, Bam, verse 17. Wayash, Asar, Yakwa, it's like Yakak, Af, Achathwa, Bath, Abiyaw, Awa, Bath, Amwa, Wara'a, Ah, Arawatha, Wahaya, Dara, Ah, Arawatwa, Kasa, Hawa, Wanakaratha, La Yunya, Banya, Imam, Arawat, Akatwa, Gala, Iwanwa, Yasha, verse 18. Wayats, Asar, Yasaka, Ah, Asha, Dawaha, it's like Wagala, Ah, Arabatha, Ah, Makara, Haira, Wahawa, Galatha, Ah, Makawa, Damyaha, Wanakaratwa, Shanyaham, Makara, Imam, verse 19. Wa'arawa, Akhwa, Amka, Wa'akwa, Abayat, La'a, Tagala, Kaya, Ah, Sha'arwa, Haira, Iwanam, Yasha'arwa, verse 20. Wayash, Asar, Yasaka, Ah, Dadat, Arawat, Darawa, Galat, Pataham, Yasha'arwa, Ariarium, Mayat, verse 21. It's like Yamathwa, verse 21. Wayash, Asar, Yakat, Ah, Ashaf, Chaywa, Nada, Hawa, Arawa, Chaywa, Galat, Ariarium, Yahaywa. In English, we are in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 15 to 21.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 15, in the English. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death.
Listen, don't do no weird shit, man. Other cultures, they live off of hedonism. They feel that it's a natural emotion or instinct to have because they get aroused by animals and the thought of sleeping with something unclean and foreign, something so taboo to our people and our culture. Don't do it. Don't go to no donkey parties, no donkey shows. Don't let your woman do it. Don't let your kids mess with the pets. Don't leave little Becky to babysit the dogs with a jar of peanut butter in the house. Things will get out of control, and we cannot let something that disgusting taint our families, our communities. Naturally, and from as far as I've ever seen in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities, that shit is not tolerated. That is not allowed. That is found to be very weird. If you look at these other cultures, though, they do a lot of weird stuff as it is. We have a very conservative culture that does not allow us to go astray and follow these corrupt and disgusting practices. We do not abide by that. Keep reading.
Come. And ye shall slay the beast.
You put them both to death. Because those learned behaviors can pass over to the children, to the animals.
That's right.
And we do not tolerate that. And then, like say it was a clean animal that we would use for food. Who wants to chop that up afterward? After some dude did the lamb. It's a disgusting concept. Keep going.
Come. Verse 16. And if a woman approach unto any beast,
same thing,
and lie down thereto, shall slates kill the woman and the beast.
Damn right. Listen, shout out to South Dakota. They recognize that is disgusting and demonic. That is absolutely an unclean spirit on you. If you find that to be tolerable in your household, and that you might as well stay in the Christian church, man. They'll let you get away with it. They'll let you get away. Say a couple of Hail Marys, burn a couple candles and shit, pay them a whole ton of money. Listen, they'll supply the farm animals for you. They probably look at you a little shocked, like, damn, you don't want no kids? Yeah, come on, man. Keep reading.
Come. Their blood shall be upon them. Verse 17.
Like that's your fault. Like that's another expression for saying that your blood is going to be upon you. That's your fault. If my brother's blood was upon me, that means it's my fault. Keep going.
Come. Verse 17. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing.
It is a wicked thing. Listen, our families are big enough. Even back then, you got cousins, you got distant relatives that would be a better match or something more appropriate for you than what your lust and your carnality is battling. And now they have those scientific methods to weigh the percentage or I guess percentage would be the term used here, the percentage of negative outcomes of that offspring between that brother and that sister. Compounding on recessive genes. The odds of that turning sour is a lot greater. And we're talking only by like a few percent than the risks that unrelated people would have in their union having kids. There's always a risk. There's always a percent of deformation, degenerative diseases, things that get passed down in the DNA pools from the families. There's always that risk that child could carry one of those DNA markers. it's just a lot greater when you got family that close and genes that close stacked on top of each other. Keep going.
Come. It is a wicked thing, and if they shall be cut off in the sight of their people, he hath uncovered his sister nakedness. He shall bear his iniquity. Verse 8. Oh.
Keep going.
Verse 18. And if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, and shall cover her nakedness, he have discovered her fountain, and she hath uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both of them shall be cut off from among their people.
So now, Salaki, I want to make sure I'm right about this, because I don't think this is directly just talking about being on her period. I'd have to double check. Yeah, there might be that line in decency between being around a woman who's on her flower, on her monthly, versus laying down with her. There might be that strict and extreme distinction between being just unclean or versus, getting put out from among your people. I'll double check on that to see if that's actually what it's talking about, because that could having your sickness. Yeah, that might be it. Well, I'll get back to y'all on that slide. Keep going.
Come. Verse 18. And if a man lie, verse 19. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor their father's sister, for he uncovereth his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity.
So again, if you look at the concept of having a higher risk of malformation or birth defects, that's what I'm looking for. For birth defects and having kids with that close of kin, and the term "they shall bear their iniquity," you bear children. In that process, you're going to bear your iniquities by, again, having children that are probably going to have some issues growing up. Nowadays, I don't think this would have been the same case for back then. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, well, probably 100 years ago, still might be around the same rates, but the birth defects that we see now, that they seem to be, every other kid damn near's got something going on. If we look at the environment that we live in, all those outside influences that can affect our genetics and our health conditions, you'll see why having such a strict and structured order to follow is going to be important. So don't go messing up the gene pool. Don't go messing up the family reunion. Don't go making life more complicated than it's got to be by not being able to control your lust and your carnality by trying to bed down with somebody that close a relation to you. Family's big enough, and especially in 2025, there's no need to not be able to go outside of your home, your immediate family, to go find love. Keep going.
Come. Verse 20. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless.
And that's going to be a punishment from the Most High. It's notice how they said that he uncovered his uncle's nakedness. Your betrayal is towards that man. We do not abide adultery. King David, his when he had sent the brother off to go get unalive, he could have came back home. He could have fought through everything, and it's like, sit up, bro. He could have been victorious and came back home safe, and David's plan would have been spoiled. But the brother did not make it, and David slept with his wife. He deliberately sent him out there though, with the intention of him not coming back. So what happened? The Most High killed his kid, unalived his kid, his son, with that woman. Took that life from him. We don't do that to each other. That is not permitted. That is not acceptable. If we're going to cut family off for just sleeping with a woman on her period, what do you think we should do to somebody who's gonna commit adultery with his uncle or with his brother's wife, with his father's wife, with his neighbor's wife? That's not something that we are to tolerate or to let pass in our communities. Keep going.
Come. Verse 21. And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. Verse 22.
It's like you can end at verse 21. And these are, and it's like maybe I might be going a little bit ahead of myself here, but because they're just talking about uncovering the nakedness of these women versus actually sleeping with them. There's still going to be a punishment dealt down to you, because it's inappropriate and it's indecent to do that to your brother. You're affecting your brother first.
That's right.
You're offending that sister second. You're not being a brother to that sister either. So again, decency and order, and a very strict line that we told you. It's like to the men up here, Maggie. All right, next reader, present thyself in our registry.
Trooper Ashrataza, Banyahada Banyashal, Yahaba Shim Yashar for a thumb,
Shabi, seated. Shout out to Neon Gas. Cool feat of scientific ingenuity. We are in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 22.
Come. Book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 22. What's your marathon? Af, call, Chakwathia, Wa'ath, call, Mushapatya, like Mushapatya, Wa'aisha Yatham. Athon, Wala'ah, the Kwaya'ah, Athakam, Horatiza, Ashar, Anya, Mabaya'ah, Athakam, Shema, Washabath, Ba, Verse 23. Wala'ah. The Lakawa. Bachakwath. Hagawaya. Ashar. Anya. Mashalach. Mapanyakam. Kaya. Af. Call. Allah. Aishua. Wa Quataza. Bum. Verse 24. Wa Mar. Lakam. Thumb. Theorashua. Ah. Adamathum. Wa Anya. A thun. It's like it. A thun na. Lakum. Lower Shath. It's like it. A thug. Oratiza. Sabbath. Khalab. Wadabash. Anya. Yahweh. Alahayakum. Ashar. Habadalathia. Athakam. Mun. Ha'aymayum. Verse 25. What her bottle thumb. Bayan. Hab Sluggy. Habahama. Hatahara. Hatama'a. Waban. Sluggy. Wabiyan. Ha'aiwa. Hatama'a. Hatahar. Wala'a. Dashaquat Taza'a. It's like it. Tazawa. Af. Napasha Theakum. Bahama. Iwap. Bakal. Ashar. Thermash. Ha'adam. It's like it. Ha'adama. Ashar. Habad Lathaya. It's like it. Lakum. Latama'a. Verse 26. Wahayayatham. Laya. Kadashayam. Kaya. Quadawash. Anya. Yahweh. Wa Abadal. Athakam. Mun. Ha'aymayum. Lahayawath. Laya. Verse 27. Wa'ayasha. Wa'al. It's like it. Awa. Asha. Kaya. Yahya. Baham. Awab. Awa. Yada'anya. Mawaf. Yoamathwa. Ba'aban. Yeragmor. Atham. Dum Yahum. Bum. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 1. Amar. Wiya Amar. Yahweh. Al-Mashah. Amar.
Clap it up for the brother. All right, in English.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 15, in the English. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death.
15. Whatever you read.
It's like it.
It's 22.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land whither I bring you to, it's like it, whither I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out. Verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. Verse 24.
So now again, we got a direct order to not walk in the manner of the nations around us, which he separated us from. We've always been separated from the other nations. It's one thing to live around them when they're not affecting our culture. When we start taking up after them and worshiping their idols, taking on their dietary laws, anything that will take us away from our culture. There's always an eventuality where either we get destroyed, we get punished for crossing that line, or we get separated from him. Now, when we're just being oppressed by him, and we don't like with Moses and them, they didn't have that connection with the Most High at that time until Moses, stood up for him. He had knowledge of being an Israelite, but he didn't know what was expected of him, responsibilities, what obligations, what culture he was supposed to follow. But when they did find out, there was a very immediate, very violent separation when they were getting suffocated to the point where they couldn't practice their traditions, their customs, where they couldn't worship their God. So that time, one side of the coin, where we're being oppressed and we're being forced to worship a certain way. You can't identify as being an Israelite, as we're going to see with the Maccabees in December when we go over Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication, versus us being influenced by other nations and taking on their customs, which is what is being discussed in 23. So good.
Come. Verse 24. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people.
And a lot of people will try to say that America is that land that's flowing with milk and honey. That could have been anywhere. It's the concept of being prosperous, being successful, having abundance, your agriculture, growing, being able to produce your crops and to be able to feed your livestock versus, it's just an empty, arid desert where nothing grows, you don't get any water, everything just dies. There's no life there, no way to sustain life there. A land of milk and honey means that you're gonna be provided for. You're gonna be able to grow and live off of it. That could have been anywhere. Could have been anywhere. It just so happens that the bulk of our people are in the Western Hemisphere now, North, Central, and South America, all the way up from the Yucatan Peninsula in Canada, all the way down to the tip of Chile. We are going to inherit the earth.
That's right.
Dominated, to subdue it, to rule it under our authority, under these laws. This is going to be our inheritance. So I just don't want anybody to get so fixed on, it's going to be Jerusalem, or it's going to be America. It's going to, you got some cats that booked it to the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to get so fixed on any specific landmass. Because in Ezra, like we were talking about yesterday, when it talked about how we would be, how we would go to a land that no man had dwelt. It's not specific. It's not specific to any specific coordinates or landmass. It's going to be conditionally on where we end up. We ended up in America. That was the next stop. And from here, we're going to be going back home. After this kingdom, we do believe that according to the Bible, that this is the last Edomite kingdom. So this is the end of their run.
That's right.
Once they exhaust this opportunity to live in their kingdom, once their time is up, it's going to be our time. So be patient, stay focused. Keep reading.
That's
Come. Verse 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean.
Welcome Sioux Falls to the building. Again, we were given a standard for clean and unclean animals. Now, people also want to say about like the fowl there. This is kind of off topic, but just because it has that word included, fowl. Today, we think of fowl as a certain kind of bird: quail, chicken. I don't know if in modern times things like geese and ducks and vultures and eagles would count as fowl. Just from my understanding, nowadays it's more indicating a specific kind of family group of birds. If you look at that root word in Hebrew, though, that fowl, it's just talking about animals that fly. So bats would have been considered a fowl when the Most High was giving us our clean and unclean sets of animals. Bats was considered part of those fowl that would have been unclean, just because the word that they used in the Hebrew was describing flying animals. It's like a canonian.
Sloppy, sir. When you say unclean animals, does that mean like we can't physically touch them?
No, you can. Like if you got a farm or something like that, you can have pigs on your farm to eat up all the trash, all the carrion. If you were done with your meal, you could throw your food to the pigs and things like that. And you can groom the pigs, do the upkeep for them, for the pig pens and things like that. If that animal dies, you'd be unclean for touching the corpse. You can still touch the corpse because you might have to remove that off the property. You're just going to be unclean for a certain time. So yeah, if the animal's alive too, I haven't seen anything in here directly, and I slapped it to the men above me. Double check on it. But from what I remember, there's nothing in here specifically talking about interacting with an unclean animal makes you unclean. I haven't seen any punishments for that. So you absolutely can. You could keep a flock of geese or duck or something like that if you got a pond, and that'll help clean up some of the bugs and critters around there too. Like everything's kind of got its own little purpose and balance in nature. But yeah, that wouldn't make you wouldn't be sinning if you did. But now if you were to intentionally do it, but you've got like a task to do here, and then you were to kind of like choose that over this, that'd be wrong. That'd be out of the spirit to do that. But you wouldn't get cut off from the people. If anything, there just might be a quarantine time in there as well. But there's nothing I've seen in there where it'd be a sin to touch an unclean animal. Keep going.
Come. Verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people.
Now that's an important verse to remember. So everybody mark this down. Leviticus chapter 20. It's Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. You're going to want to put that in your precept book right next to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. What is that? Psalms 140, 143 and 19, I think. Don't quote me on that last one. 148, it's like what? Second Ezra 56, or was that 6 and 56? Put that in your precept book for examples of the Most High separating us from the people. We have been severed from other people, that we should be his. That we are the Most High's possession. We are his chosen people. So you can't ever say that the Most High did not choose a people. There's a lot of precepts to back that point up. Keep going.
Come. That ye should be mine. Verse 27. A man also, or a woman, that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them.
We're not going to tolerate soothsayers, clairvoyants, people that claim that they got these special gifts. Because they might have, you can have an unclean spirit on you that can speak through you. So it can have you lie, it can have you deceive, it can have you, quote unquote, cast spells. Give you knowledge to mix up potions. Give you knowledge of bestiality, like we have read before. Now, and I want to point this out also. Where is it? In verse, so from when we started reading verse 15, and where is it? Salakia. Just yeah, it's like if you start at 15 from just what we were reading today, if you start at the beginning of Leviticus 20, also it's going to go back over what we had read last week about what you can and cannot do, what's appropriate for these different occasions. But just from what we were reading today, if a man lie with a beast, shall not take his sister, shall not look on the nakedness of certain women. And then in verse 23, and ye shall not walk in the manner of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things. It's given us kind of an explanation why, because these other nations do this kind of shit. We're not supposed to. They eat unclean foods. We're not supposed to. They deal with each other's women. We're not supposed to.
That's right.
They lie with animals. We're not supposed to.
That's right.
They want to play with sticks and stones and smoke and herbs and spells and incantations and try to speak to the dead. We're not supposed to. There's that difference in between the cultures. Keep going.
Come. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, saying, unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled.
Oh, it's like you went a little bit too far. Oh, no, my fault. Oh, so I cut you off early, didn't I?
Come.
My fault. Keep going.
There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people.
Let the dead bury the dead. We're not going to be tainted by that, especially if we got a duty to perform on our own. And don't let that vex your spirit. Don't let that burden you either. Because a lot of people right now, they've got completely separate burial ceremonies than what was prescribed to Israel to perform. The way that we take care of ours is different than how they do theirs. And how they do theirs, you're going to be unclean no matter what if you're in the presence of a dead body. That doesn't make you evil or bad or nothing like that. You didn't commit a sin. But there's going to be that quarantine. You're also going to be given, time to grieve. But just the practices could be, they might say different prayers or something like that. They might have certain traditions or ceremonies according to other nations' customs or according to what they just made up on their own on the spot, their own imaginations, their own carnality. It feels right to, turn them upside down, stand them on the head and face them north with X, Y, and Z trees and herbs surrounding their body. And then we're going to say these words to guide their spirit into the ether and You know what I'm saying? Like it can take on a whole life of its own.
That's
Dress up in certain ways and smoke and drink and eat certain things. Where again, just our method, our customs, it's separate from everybody else. All right, back into the Hebrew. Good.
Come. Book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verses 2. Kaya. Lasha Arwa. Hakara. All you. La'amu. Slaki. Wala Bayawa. Wala Bunwa. Wala Bathwa. Wala Chayawa. Verse 3. Wala Chathwa. Habathwala. Hakwaraba. Ayuwa. Ashar. La'a. Hayatha. La'yash. La'a. Yatama'a. Verse 4. La'a. Yatama'a. Ba'il. Ba'imua. Lahakawa. Verse 5. La'a. Yakorahua. Korha. Barasham. Wapa'ath. Zakwanum. La'a. Yagalahua. Wababa Sharam. La'a. Yesharatwa. Sharatath. Verse 6. Kodashia. Yehayawa. La'alahayahum. Wala'a. Yaha Lola. Shum. Alahayahum. Kaya. Ath. Ashaya, Yahweh, Waham, Allahayahum, Hum, Makwarayabum, Wahayawa, Quadash, verse 7. Asha, Zanah,
Yep. Should be in Leviticus 21. Right, verse 7.
come. Wachala, La'ah, Yaquahua, Washa, Garasha, Ma'ayasha, La'ah, Yaquahua, Kaya, Quadash, Hawa'ah. It's like a Hawa. Yeah, Hawa'ah. La'ah Lahaiwa. Verse 8. Wa Quadashtu. It's like Kaya, Atha, Lahum, Alayak, Hawa'ah, Makwariyah, Quadash, Yahya Halak, Kaya, Quadawash, Anya, Yahweh, Makwadashkam,
In English.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 2. But for his kin that is near unto him, that is for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother. Verse 3. And for his sister, a virgin, that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband.
So now, all right. So like the term, or it's like finish.
For her may he be defiled.
All right. So now that term defiled, it kind of carries a negative connotation to it, like it's wrong, like it's evil, like it's a sin. Not necessarily, though. Again, depending on the context of it. So if you look at the definition in the Blue Letter Bible, to be unclean, become impure. That's not a sin to be unclean. You could be impure. Now, that doesn't mean that you're bad or evil or nothing like that. Or it could, just again, depending on the context. So in this case, more so being unclean. Because again, when you're around a dead body, it carries that with it. For your immediate family, you've got that allowance to perform the ceremonies, our services for them. But it's like if your neighbor dies, so, somebody that you're not as closely related to, they die. It's their family that should be ministering to that service. Your family, you should be a part of that. Your sons, your wife, your daughters, your mother, your father. You should be more hands-on with that because that's your family. And if your sister, like they're saying here, somebody who did not have a husband, if she were to die, she would be, well, she had a husband, she would be part of that man's family. So that would be kind of his responsibility to take care of if she were to pass. It doesn't seem to say anything here that you couldn't necessarily help be a part of it, especially, if needed or something like that. But, we don't have the funeral processions where we need, what is it, 6 to 8 people or something like that to carry the casket. We clean the body, we put them in their grave. We don't cart them all over town with a parade. This is going to sound callous to a lot of people, so Salakia for how this may be presented. But again, when the Most High is talking, and Yahweh Shai is talking about let the dead bury the dead, again, the practices that they have that would make you defiled, to make you unclean, to kind of satisfy their interest or their imagination, is not what we're supposed to be involved with, part of. Our funeral processions are very simple, very straightforward. We don't make a whole thing of it. It's a dead body, Salakia. The spirit ain't with that corpse no more. What are you honoring in real life? That personality, the sense of humor, that person that you knew, and when that body was walking and kicking it and moving and going to parties with you and eating food with you and getting into fights with you, I mean, that person is no longer there. That person that you got memories with is no longer in that body. It's no longer in that vessel. That person is gone. That's not to say don't be, whatever attachment you have with that individual now just gets washed away. But to have a whole, like you've seen how the Africans be doing it, they got the casket, they dancing with it, and then the casket dumps over and body falls out. Things like that. And then everybody freaks out, like, oh my God, like you insulted, the great, I don't know, the great goose in the sky or some shit like that, whoever the hell they're burying this body to. It's such an offense when it happens. Salakia. I know it can be unsettling to see your loved one's body in that predicament, but it's an empty vessel at this point. And it is time to move on.
That's right.
We clean the body, we bury the body. And then we go be with our people afterwards. If they've got this whole ceremony, and again, we're talking kind of more modern stuff, but also even back then, they may have wanted to build, a grand pyramid for it. However they may have felt according to somebody else's custom. Fine, let them go do that, especially if you got an office here, you got a job to do for the Most High. You're obligated to your duties. You're not obligated to, like my mom, her wishes is like she's not having a normal funeral service. She wants her body to get donated to science. so they can, I don't know, further medical whatever they're doing with it. I don't know if anybody mummifies anymore. I don't even think the Egyptians do that shit. But that's not even the real Egyptians there no more either, from my understanding.
Yep.
Not even them anymore. So there's kind of more socially acceptable customs nowadays, but we have ours in these records. Okay?
Shit, like I don't know to add on what you were saying. When he did away with the Egyptians, he wiped them out. So
Shit.
if it's some that's living, it's very little few of them.
Right. They're like for real Egyptian.
Yup.
Because that's a whole lot of mummies you must have had to prepare back then during that time. That's a whole lot of work. But again, our customs are different than everybody else. We are set apart from everybody else. I believe in, what was it, 18 or 19, I think, from last week's service, it was talking about don't make no cuts into your flesh and tattoos for the dead. And a little bit, we're about to read not so much more on that, but just to get in the practice of cutting one flesh, putting marks into your flesh. Those are also customs of other people. Ours is just very simple, very straightforward, very, very low maintenance. It doesn't cost $20,000 to go bury your loved one the way. And listen, that money too that people stress out over, you got to get the right kind of caskets. Got to be lined with the plush velvet. It's got to preserve that body for the next 2,000 years. I'm paying $10,000 for this box. You're paying another $2 or $3 grand for the food. You're paying another $2 or $3 grand for the haul. Funeral expenses can go up there, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. And then the fighting that causes between the siblings, between the children, between your drunk aunt that all of a sudden now wants to get involved. I've seen so many instances of family feuds around this time. And it's such an emotional kind of event that now everybody's gonna vent to each other about the good and the bad. The Most High gave us seasons for every kind of scenario. They gave us a procedure on how to operate during all these times. So let's not lose sight of that because emotions are running high. It's not to say don't experience it, don't feel it, don't remember, don't miss, don't mourn. Just don't overreact. Don't lose focus. That's what's going to keep our families together too during those trying times. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. Verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
Yeah, you can't get certain haircuts. You just can't. It's not for us. Go ahead.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beards.
Can't do that either. Get over it. Go ahead.
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Guess what? Can't do it. Go ahead.
Verse 6. They shall be holy unto their God.
What's that mean? It means to be separate. You can't do what all the other nations do. All these trends with the haircuts, with the grooming, it's getting a little ridiculous if you ask me. And maybe that's just coming from somebody who's experiencing male pattern baldness up top. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. Maybe I'm hate. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. I'm just not there. But again, we have a certain prescription. You can't do the shape ups. You can't change the line, your natural lining of the hair in your head or the hair in your face. If you got some whiskers up here, little peach fuzz and shit like that, but your beard is down here, you're gonna see kind of a border. You're gonna see that that kind of defining territory between your beard and kind of those scragglers up top. You can get rid of that. You can get rid of that. Nobody really wants this. You can take that down. The caterpillar. You can chop that in half. You can groom yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But to change your natural hairline, it's just not our customs, not our practices. We value the au naturel look. You know what I'm saying? And again, a lot of these other nations, in their vanity, they will go to extremes to change their outward appearance. And a lot of that is coming from social cues, not even so much maybe from their consideration. That's usually for somebody else. Fuck it, maybe ours is too. But our prescription, if you ain't already naturally going bald, leave your hair alone. You can clean it up, you can control the length of it, but don't go. You can put designs in your hair too if you want. But if you got an ugly hairline, just listen. Hey, listen, bracket the y'all shop for headpieces. We can cover all that right up. Nobody's ever got to know about it. You know, some people just ain't got that confidence, or it just makes them insecure. And again, you know, you got other people that sit there and laugh at them. Listen, let those bears attack them kids that are gonna make fun of your bald spot. Rock that bald spot. You know what I'm saying? Just let's not take it too far here, though. Keep going.
Come. And not profane the name of their God. For the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and the bread of their God they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy.
We were given something righteous to follow, and let's not dirty that up because we're emotionally immature, or we're just mentally incapacitated to take on this responsibility of all of these duties. Keep going.
Come. Verse 7. They shall not take.
This is gonna hurt a lot of y'all out there. This next one, brace yourself. Keep reading. Be strong. Be strong when you read it.
Come. Verse 7. They shall not take a wife that is a whore.
No whores. You can't do that. Don't drag that bullshit into our family. Because you take on that woman, she becomes part of you, you're part of us. Now we got to go worry about her bullshit too. About her crazy ex-boyfriends, her crazy ex-husbands, her crazy kids with them niggas, her mental health issues, whatever that might be. Now that's a part of us. Now we're burdened with that mess. Now we got to go defend you against the wolves that are coming for her. Don't do that to yourself. Keep going.
Come. Or profane. Neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband.
Now, according to the Bible, now back in Moses' time, and I think we're still a little bit early before this had happened, but if you just got fed up with the broad, or she just got fed up with you, but mainly it was kind of the other way around, you could divorce that woman. Yahushua had cleaned that up for us, broke all the confusion out of it, cleaned up that gray area. Except for fornication, you cannot get rid of your woman. So you got to take into consideration what happened in this relationship for this husband to put that woman away. She might have already been a whore. She may have already committed adultery on him. But now you're going to go sniff around that bush? Don't do it. Don't do it. That's tainted meat. That is an unclean spirit you're about to go deal with and tangle with. Don't do it. Again, we got degrees of separation that define our culture versus everybody else. And there's kind of an old adage, you know, if you got rules against it, it's probably because people have already done it. And now we've seen how that turned out. What was written aforetime was written for our learning. Let's learn from our forefathers from the past so that we ain't got to make the same mistakes and reap the same consequences that they had to go through. just to find out that, hey, maybe dealing with this crazy broad wasn't a good idea.
That's right.
They already told us don't do it. So now when you see those red flags, just, hey, maybe have a little self-control and don't do it. Maybe don't. Trying to use some modern examples. I don't really go out to clubs and bars like that too much anymore. I never really went out to the club, so I don't. But I guess, maybe don't go out drunk. Let's keep a clear head on your shoulders if you're gonna go to, go looking for, the love of your life at, what I'm saying, at the night spot. Everything might sound good in the moment. And then you're waking up. What's that quote from Jamie Foxx in that movie? Waking up to a sea donkey. You know what I'm saying? It's rough. It's rough out there if you ain't got your wits about you, brother. And sister, don't be so easy for some nigga to just come trick you and we would expect you to be obligated to that man. Ain't nobody here gonna touch you. Like, we're done with you. You may have had a proper suitor here in the school in Israel, but now you go see some dude's car, the money that he's flashing at the bar, that watch that he's still trying to pay off. He told you he's gonna buy you Grey Goose, but he told the bartender, no, give me the bottom shelf shit, just to get you to relax a little bit more. Now you're a part of him and his family. Ain't no man here gonna mess with you like that. And if he puts you away, which he's gonna, if he's not beating you and getting ready to set you to death, he's gonna put you away. He's gonna leave you for that next victim, that next notch under his belt. And you're gonna be upset and you're gonna cry about it, and we're gonna look at you like you're a dummy. The Bible told you not to do it. Your fathers, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, the men in your school, they told you not to do it. This same thing goes for the brothers too. We told you not to do it. You went and done it. Now you got to deal with them consequences. That's your life now. I hope it was worth it. Because now there might be certain things that you just can't do here. So let's learn. Let's read this. Let's study this. Let's apply it so we ain't got to go live it. That's the scary part. For anybody who's been down that road, and you've experienced some of these negative consequences before, and you try to tell, the next generation about it, I know they look at us crazy, but it's, we're going to exhaust ourselves trying to get it through, through their heads so that they don't have to go down that road, because we knew what it was like. It sucks. And we're living in, we ain't got to hold on to the regret. You can get past it and grow and move on and still have, a meaningful, full life ahead of you. But, man, if there can be some times when you look back like, God damn it, how many years got wasted? How much money you done spent on that? How much energy and time and commitment you gave them? You don't want that stress in your life. So let's tighten up. And especially in this day and age, like, I know I'm going a little bit long, we're definitely over the time here, but we might just have to finish up these verses and kick out the prayers. But this is how we safeguard our families, our future, our culture, by keeping our practices, our way of life separate from everybody else, not to get influenced by it, not to get beguiled, not to be corrupted, defiled, not to profane our culture and the God of our fathers in exchange for theirs. Because you got wooden stone statues. We've got a living power that busted us out of jail.
That's right.
Just for us to fuck around and go back. It's not worth it. Keep going.
Come. For he is holy unto his God.
And everything that we had done to separate ourselves, to connect ourselves with our power too, we're just going to throw that away. Keep going.
Verse 8. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee. For I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy.
Our God is holy. Our God is separate from everybody else and everything else. Our practices are. He separated us from everybody else to be holy unto him, so that we're not like everybody else out there, just full of iniquity, bearing their iniquities. We're not sharing in their burdens. Again, defiling our home. All the work that we put into this, all the favor that we were shown, and just to throw that away. You're going to see some people out there that you're going to want to let everybody else know you are not a part of. So when we say that we are not affiliated with any other organization, it's because of, some of the stains on their reputation that we need to make very abundantly clear. We do not abide. We do not tolerate. We do not condone without getting your life checked away. We don't. You're gonna want to make sure that they don't mistake you for a gorilla. You're gonna want to be damn certain that they don't see you wearing the color purple and then associate you with other people who have and just tore that color to shreds or color. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck trying to wear red and blue and things like. Listen, you're not gonna want to wear purple no more just because of the affiliation that it might give to the outsiders looking in. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to make sure that your reputation is clean, your family's reputation is clean, and that you are completely, unmistakably unassociated, unaffiliated, unidentifiable with those other elements that are out there that are defiling themselves, that are marrying in the whores, that are sending their sons out in that manner too. We're going to get in a little bit too where it talks about your sons not being turned into homosexuals. But Salaki, we are over the time. Salaki to the men above me. That was the end of those 7 verses. All right, Salaki, we're going to close out with the prayers. Almighty. I'm trying to face the east. Close out with the Lord's Prayer. We'll salute the Torah. We'll salute out. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 to 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shunka, Yahweh, Malakika, Sabbath, Ratazah, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Hayah, Shemayim, Madonna, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak, Kabawat now, Kansalak now, Kabawat now, Kabiyah now, Panasawan, Ball, Hamusha now, Mayam, Right, Kaya, Laka, Malakwa, Mu'ala, I love you, Amen. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be. So to the front. close to the table on this. All right, salute the Torah. Yahweh send me outside, Brock. Yeah. Yahweh send me outside, Brock. Yeah. Yahweh send me outside, Brock. Yeah.
Yahweh send me outside, Ricky up.
Yahweh send me outside, Brock. Yeah.
Yahweh send me outside, bro. Yeah. La Yashal.
Been a while, huh? Man of Israel, the mighty Sabbath, the mighty Barak, Yahweh send me outside, Brock. Yahweh top. Sorry to the sisters. Man of Israel, mighty Sabbath, mighty Barak, Yahweh send me outside. Yahweh top. That concludes Sabbath service. Join us Monday, Pastor Potts gonna be here. Continuing the Matthew 16 breakdown. That's right. And pay your tithe.
Ooh, 27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk had nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk had nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee on my top, this a Saints hat. This the third Kempy been in, he a J-Cat. Nigga tryna steal the sauce, yeah, I hate that. But I ain't make the rules.